Smartly Uneducated is hands down the greatest podcast in the world. But be warned, this one is not for the faint of heart. With topics ranging from true crime to conspiracy theories, this podcast doesn't shy away from violence or controversial content. Their slogan,
"Oh, we're going to Pluto to see alien titties,"
or
and suck on it till you get some raw milk,
isn't just a catchy tagline. It's the truth. These hosts have a world of knowledge that expands across the cosmos. If you are looking for a podcast that will make you laugh, make you think, and make you reevaluate your life choices, tune into Smartly Uneducated and join the uneducated madness.
That was supposed to happen.
Well, yeah, it's going to go the intro song, and then it's going to be, hey, welcome to Smartly Uneducated. This is Evan.
And this is Ben. There we go. I was trying to go along with it, sir.
You're trying to find a way to intro us in. It's not like we've done 100 of these now.
Yeah, no,
And-
not even.
Yeah.
No.
We're getting close, though, I imagine, right? We're getting around to like 60, no?
No, yeah. No, I think we're at, I don't remember how much season 1 had, but if we were going off a podcast we've done total in all reality, before we started Smartly Uneducated, we would be over 100.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the previous platform that no longer exists had a shitload of episodes.
That won't be named.
We had a lot of episodes on that, dude.
Yeah, we
Part of me
did.
was really sad that I purged them all. I don't even have them anymore. They're gone.
That's wild.
I purged them from existence, even from my computer.
That would have been good, like, little history thing to put out into the world. But it's all right. Now that they're gone, we have this one that people tend to enjoy, right? Y'all enjoy this, listening to this, right? Talking to you fans now.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at the camera and I'm talking to you. You
Oh.
enjoy this, right?
It's nice being able to look at the camera, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, to those of you who listen regularly, you probably notice my voice sounds much better. And that is because I'm actually in studio this time, being able to record. I'm actually in Texas. And yeah, it's nice to be back here. Nice to visit and hang out and find what's going on again.
And on top of that, we were always too lazy I was too lazy to do the whole where if someone's remote, they record their audio separately
Yeah.
and then send it to you. I said, fuck that, because that requires more editing, and I don't have time for that shit. So if you don't like the audio, that's a you problem.
Well, from here on out, it's probably going to be getting better and better. So
Oh, yeah.
thank you for
Oh,
bearing with
yeah,
us for the
yeah,
past
yeah.
9 to 10 months about the bad audio quality.
Oh, yeah. 100%
So
bad quality.
a quick little grab bag here. I don't know if you have heard about the solar flare that was happening on May 10th. There was a solar storm on the sun that was 7 times larger than Earth.
Mhm.
And it normally happens, and you can see the northern lights in like Canada and the Arctic up there, right?
Yeah.
This one's so strong that you can see it in Texas and Florida, and there are photos and videos of it being passed around. That's all over the sky in Florida, which is bizarre.
That Florida can see it, but we can't.
Oh, Texas can see it. Yeah, absolutely.
The Northern Lights.
Yeah, absolutely. At night, yeah, right at sunset, you can see the northern lights if you are out in the country a little bit. But there are photos of like suburbs that are getting the northern lights, and it is a bizarre like photo that it's surreal almost. It's like someone's cookie cutter house and then a gorgeous northern light above it.
That's weird.
It is very strange. So there are thoughts that it should today on May 11th be even stronger than yesterday's, and it is potential to like shut off
Now,
the power grid and whatnot.
I had heard about that. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about was the Northern Lights thing.
Yeah.
And how it had to do with the solar flare. Because I read a thing, I think it was yesterday, saying that the what's it called? Due to the Northern Lights, whatever was causing it, apparently at night now, even if you can't see the Northern Lights, that you would be able to see the stars more clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Due to whatever's going, I guess the solar flare, right? Now that I know it's that, it's actually it's counteracting like light pollution due to what it's doing, like the way that the solar flare is coming across or whatever. I'm assuming that's what it's talking about.
Yeah, so it's the strongest one since Halloween of October 2023.
Yeah, didn't they say we were all gonna die or something?
Yeah, whenever it first happened, they're like, "Oh, don't go outside because you're gonna get fried for Halloween."
That's weird.
I mean, radiation levels are spiking up because of it. It's nothing too crazy, but I imagine the effects of the sun doing this may affect the human body in some way because we have heavy metals in us. We're 70% water, so if the sun is stronger right now, it's potential to do something. I'm
I
no
think
scientist or anything,
you know what?
but
Everyone north of us fucked. We're fine. We're fine. It's whatever.
the equator, maybe.
But with all that being said, and you adding that tidbit, sir, we are today's episode. We will be getting into cryptids and a paranormal activity case. Two separate things, not related. The cryptid and the paranormal activity case we're going to talk about, unrelated to each other.
Yeah.
But we're just covering it because we were wanting to do an episode on cryptids and paranormal. But before we get into any of that, we're going to throw in some plugs. Butt plugs, that is, that Evan brought himself.
Oh yeah, I got them right here in my bag. Hold on,
There
let
we go.
me go grab them real quick.
Put in your butt.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
If you are listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Make sure you follow us on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. I think that's really all we have.
Oh, we have TikTok.
We have TikTok as well.
TikTok
Yeah.
as well.
So
TikTok.
just the main three. We don't have a Twitter. We don't have an Instagram. So if you want to follow us, feel free. Make sure you share this to everybody you know and like, and make them watch it. Force them to listen to this. Indoctrinate them into the uneducated platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to sponsor us, give us a call. Email us at smartlyuneducated@gmail.com. If you just want to reach out and say hi, go ahead. smartlyuneducated@gmail.com. Send us your requests, your anythings, and yeah, we'll answer them and read them out on the show. So
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to get sponsored by an unknown benefactor. And they're going to be like, wow, you guys are like the greatest podcast in the world. You guys always go in there and you stay on topic. You get this stuff done. And no one ever complains that you don't talk about the topic by the end of the episode. You know?
I haven't heard one complaint yet that we don't stay on topic. We are so dialed in and focused that it is almost unbearable to listen to about how focused we are.
Yeah, we're so focused, we never even get to the topic. So, which would explain that one dude's complaint about the Anunnaki episode. Because it took a while to get there. But you know what? We're not here for you.
I still like the DJ Anunnaki bit. That one will live in my memory rent free about him traveling across the skies and
Seeding planets
yeah, dude.
with his DJ dick. Space ecstasy, dude.
SpaceX Tissy.
What if Elon Musk is actually DJ Osiris?
Oh, there we go.
Hence why it's called SpaceX. Oh wait, no, he's not DJ Osiris. What if he's like the new modern time intergalactic drug dealer?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's the supplier of SpaceX to the world, the galaxy, if you will.
I wanna get some. Watch us find out that SpaceX is just fucking Adderall. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna bitch.
I'm
about
here
that.
for it. I'm here for it.
Here for
Bring
it,
it on.
dude. Addies, bro. Let's go. Give me some Skittles. Yeah. Anyways,
Then another grab back thing before we get in there. In 2020, the rapper NLE Choppa brought up Barron Trump, which, if you're a listener to the pod show, I'm not the biggest fan of politics in general, right? But it's a very fun little conspiracy that Barron Trump is a time traveler and Donald Trump is his time traveling mentor. It's just a very funny little concept.
yeah. I was also told. Speaking of that, so it's kind of weird. So I read the real deal. So I didn't say anything earlier when you brought it up.
Yeah.
And you were talking about Barron Trump. So Barron Trump has been around, and this is just a fun fact about the kid, right? It's his son, right? Yeah, it's Trump's
I believe
youngest
it's his,
son.
I believe it's his like stepson or something shit like that.
They're related
They-
blood wise.
I
I just don't know what, like, if it's like with a different spouse or
Yeah.
whatever. Doesn't matter. But basically, this kid was obsessed with like business and politics since he was a wee lad.
Absolutely.
Even younger than he is now, like far younger. And apparently, he just growing up around all these different, like a different diverse set of people of different viewpoints for like politics and business. Like this kid apparently gives actually really sound advice.
Yeah, that's what I was reading as well.
It makes me want to like hit him up and be like, "Yo,
How do we grow?
how do we grow?" I know how you grow. It's called Viagra, not Hims. I'm not gay.
Is that little blue pill that you need to get going again, right?
Yeah, you know it's before we are gonna jump into the cryptids, but I want to throw out something for 60 seconds that really bothers me. The Hims stuff. The whole
Welcome to Ben's 60-second grind my
thank
gears.
you. I'm gonna fucking grind some gears right now because I keep seeing ads everywhere. I've seen ads all over the place. Whether it be on someone else's device, on a TV, like it's not in my home, shit like that, of Hims, right? And all these different like sex medications. Or not medication, but just sex pills.
Sex meds, yeah, that's fair.
And it's just like, and they're targeting 20-year-olds, like 25-year-olds. That like all the people you see in the videos of these young, young adults, and I'm like, how are people having this much trouble in bed? You're young.
Yeah.
Like, are you just a pussy? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, is there something? I swear to God, dude, I really wonder it. And this is the end of my 60-second rant, and we can talk about this at a later time. But I'm telling you, man, something's not right. Because if there's that many young men having issues sexually where they like last in less than a second and they have sex all the time or something, they just whatever, or like their dick just doesn't stay hard, and that's like a large percentage or something, and that's why everyone's using this shit. Like there's something wrong. There's something wrong, and I think it has to do with what you eat. And I think it has to do with what all the bullshit you put in your body from a young lad, over the past 20 years, 25 years, because, they pump, everyone's eating fucking injected food and crap like that. It's got everything from to testosterone to HGH, different types of crap pumped into these like different meats and stuff like
absolutely.
that. And even the vegan stuff or the vegetarian stuff where they're like, oh, I'm vegan eating this. Actually, the shit you're eating is even more poisonous. Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean,
when you buy the shit from the store.
I mean, we can talk about it briefly. I
Yeah.
imagine it's just there is a decline in men's testosterone in America, in young men specifically, and it probably has to do with diet and probably addiction to pornography and masturbation, right? So if these kids are masturbating every single day, then then their testosterone levels are going to be down because they're not going to be nearly as horny to want to go out and mate. But it also has to do with the food, as you mentioned a moment ago. All this food that they're eating from the big name brand stores are not going to be the healthiest and not going to be filled with the proper nutrition and whatnot. So you're onto something there. Also, that Hims thing, it's like blasted all over Hulu and all over these streaming services.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I have never wanted to touch a sex med, and I never will because I don't need it because I'm a stallion, baby.
I've touched it, never eaten it. I hate that I can see the camera switching now.
You can see it all day long, my man. Anyways, so with that being said, let's jump into some cryptid stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's jump into it.
What exactly is a cryptid?
A man who likes a penis. And no, I'm just kidding.
No, a cryptid is an animal that is claimed to exist but has not been proven to so. So think Bigfoot, think the Loch Ness monster, think like a jackrabbit, the rabbit with horns, So that is what a cryptid is in like the most bland terms. So there's things that people talk about that there's no proof of them existing. Maybe there's an old skeleton that somebody put together to have it be real, right? But
yeah, there's a few different. There's so many different ones out there. I know that I can't say that I have. I can't say that I've ever had a true encounter with a cryptid because there's only been a few times in my life, which were all very in very obscure, remote places that you would not be in a day to day, right? Where I've had these weird moments where I've seen something, didn't know what the fuck it was, but like my gut seeing whatever the fuck it was and how it moved my gut would just like light up and be like, bro,
Something's wrong.
something's wrong. You gotta go.
Yeah.
It's either you gotta go or you gotta shoot this fucking thing. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, it was like a fight or flight type like narrative building up, like all within the matter of 10 seconds of seeing these things.
It truly is crazy how fast the body and the brain can react to something. There's videos of like rock climbers that I watch who are falling because they have broken a rock off of the wall they're climbing,
Mhm.
and how fast their brain responds in like a 2.7 or 3 millisecond frame of them holding the giant rock and then throwing it away as they're falling like 45 feet.
Mhm.
Or for baseball athletes, them being able to decide to swing at a pitch in milliseconds, that sort of thing is fascinating to me. So you being able to, like, in a 10-second mind frame, you're like, do I need to run or stay or what do I need to do, is a testament to the human.
No, yeah, your brain, you think about a bunch of different things. The thought process is very fast. Like, it's insanely fast how much the brain processes in a very short amount of time. Now, granted, not everyone has that same processing capability of that speed, right? So, like, I've met people who process some things, faster than I do. Like, it's just like the initial reaction. They've
Yeah.
already taken in what they've seen and heard and all that stuff, and were able to run through the numbers within like 3 seconds through different options. What
Yeah.
would be the idea? And it's like, up, this is the right one in like 3 seconds. Like, it's weird how that happens.
I mean, I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
But I know we've been saying a lot. We get comments of us going like There should be a supercut of us just going
No,
But-
anyways.
I
sorry.
tend to do that if there's a situation that needs to have a resolution relatively quickly. If I get all aspects of the data given to me, I can make a decision on
Yeah.
what the best point of action and critical aspect needs to be done almost immediately.
Mhm.
And the concept may come to fruition later on once everybody that I'm doing it with has all the information at hand. But I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is what's done, and we'll get to
Yeah.
it eventually.
I think on a baseline, just to wrap up this little talking point about just being able to like see something, your reaction time to what you don't understand, you see all these things. You know, it's a huge influence to make that skill better, like just as a foundation, is like when you're growing up as a kid playing sports,
Oh yeah.
doing these things. And I know that's weird. It's like, well, what do sports have to do with seeing a cryptid or something that you don't understand or like process these moments? It's because like in sports, one of the fundamental skills that you develop inadvertently is reaction time,
Mhm.
and then processing what's going on at a high rate of speed and actually cognitively think about it and not subconsciously. So hence the pitcher being able to throw and then the catcher who will catch that ball when that ball's flying at 99 miles per hour and they're able to fucking catch that pitch. It's flying at 99, 100 miles per hour and a catcher can catch it.
Or vice versa, the batter can hit it.
Yeah, and having that being able to see it, lock onto it, process it, and make it happen. So it's like growing up playing sports, doing stuff that gets you engaging something at a high rate of speed, and you have to be specific and tactful about it. And then also the skill that the physical skill of doing it, like that's something that translates into a lot of different areas. When you come across them,
Mhm.
and this is one of them, hands down.
So yeah, if you come across a cryptid in the wild mountains or the forest or the ocean where you happen to be, and you don't know what it really is, if you freeze up, you're probably
Yeah.
gonna be out of luck,
Yeah.
But for me, I'm gonna be like, oh baby, let me see that cryptid.
Do you have a vagina? Let me see it.
Wait, you want to fuck the cryptid?
What if it's pretty?
You don't need any Hims medicine to fuck no cryptid around here, boy.
No, as long as you got Predator's face, we're good.
Where we come from, we fuck cryptids, boy.
Uh,
Down here in the dirty South, we don't we don't worry about no cryptids.
Hell no. Billy down the street once told me he caught himself a flapper bat, and I was like, "What's a flapper bat?"
Are you talking about the Lingham Dewer, the water leaper?
No, I'm not talking about Liam Neeson.
Oh, me either.
I'm not talking about Liam Neeson. Anyways, so yeah, let's talk about some of these cryptids. I don't know if you want to talk about that one, but I was kind of curious to just go through these generic ones, or not. I don't want to say generic. They're more of
Not named, right? Like not like the named ones.
Yeah, so like there's a bunch of weird ones. So there's like the cornfield creature. And like, oh, these are stories that come with it too, supposedly.
Ben,
oh,
how dare you
damn.
burp on the podcast, Ben? That
How
is
dare you?
disgusting.
Oh my
That is-
god.
Ben, you burping on the podcast, you should be better than that. That's disgusting.
I don't know what you want from me here. Oh, these come with stories for each one, by the way. Each one of these.
Wait, this guy used to work at the Cheesecake Factory? Look at this.
This guy. You want to read this first one while I set up the thing to show this?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is called the Cornfield Monster. This is a story from an individual's point of view. I don't think it names them, but it starts with I used to work at a cheese factory on the edge of the cornfield in southwestern Minnesota. There was a series of days in the summer of '04 or '05 where it was so hot that the milk being delivered to us in trucks would evaporate before we got it. It made work really easy. The dearth of milk denied us an actual labor, but management wouldn't let us not come to work. So we would show up to mess around on shift. I was working nights at the time. It was 2 or 3 a.m., and I was out on the loading dock watching bats fly around the floodlights because I liked being out in the cool night air. The corn was about as high as my shoulder, so about 5'10". As I was watching the bats, I looked down at the edge of the cornfield. Something was moving there. It was the size of a small child and very, very skinny, pale, with something that looked like a head of straight black hair, moved in a sort of jerky gaunt, like someone dancing. The robot, badly. It moved in chunks, legs, then hips, then torso, shoulders, and neck, and finally the head. It was like back in the cornfield, or at least I felt like it was. I felt prickly all over. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a heron or something at first, but it looked like too much like a person. It didn't move like a person, though. Gradually, step by step, it moved toward me. Letting my curiosity better my fear, I moved toward the edge of the dock, which was raised a few feet off the ground. This guy's white, isn't he?
He's a white dude. Oh my god.
When I got within a few feet of the edge, the thing looked at me. I was paralyzed. I could have run, but I was stuck somewhere between terrified and intrigued. It moved. Its face still pointed at me. It ratcheted its body in that disconcerting, jerky movement toward the cornfield and went into it. I tried to watch where the field moved as it passed, but the corn remained perfectly still. I noticed that the crickets were silent. After a few minutes, nothing happened. I stood out there for an hour, but it never came back. I never saw it again. That was written by Frank Semko. It was probably just some fucking method out in the cracks, out in the cornfield,
shit.
like, oh shit, I'm gonna rob this place. Oh no, there's somebody working here.
There's somebody there, and I don't know who the fuck that is. No, I don't know. There's yeah, we don't have to read every one of these stories, but
that's the gist of it, right? So most cryptids are like folklore and folktale of a scary happening that is an unexplained phenomenon.
yeah,
So that goes back to Bigfoot, right? People talk about seeing giant footprints out in the forest. Probably just a monkey that was living out there, or an ape or something, or a gorilla that is from times past. But
you never know.
things could be
You
true,
never
right?
know.
Things could
You
be
never
true.
know.
Question everything, right? That's the idea. We're here to get educated because we are smart, but we're definitely uneducated.
Yeah, there was one. Because would you classify Bigfoot as a cryptid?
I would, yes. Most definitely.
So with Bigfoot in general, since we're talking about cryptids and you brought up the footprint, right? There has only been one true, and this is gonna piss off a lot of squatchers out there. Sorry guys. Do you even squatch, bro? Do you even squatch?
Do you squatch?
Do you even squatch, bro? I lift, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even do that as much anymore. I'm pretty lame. So pretty much when it comes to like Bigfoot in general, so Bigfoot is one of the only credible things, and we've talked about it before, where the only credible instance of documentation of him was not the shitty ass videos of him walking across a convenient fucking camera, or obviously a dude in a suit when you can see that the muscle doesn't even move,
Yeah.
or anything, especially on the chest piece. Like you can tell it's a suit. Like all the ones that people put out there saying like, oh, look at this authentic footage, all this shit. No, I'm sorry. I've looked at those and you can tell it's a fucking suit. Like that's not what a body. People are horrible observing. The common person is really horrible observing the human anatomy of a being and how things move in reality and how that thing moved. That was obviously a suit.
Well, most
You
of
know.
them are just the one-piece unitard zip-up skin-tight hoodies that they're all wearing.
Well, no, there was one where this is like authentic.
I
Like it
know,
was a very high-end suit. You could tell it was a very well-made suit.
You know those
but-
those superhero zip-up hoodies that people always wear. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I like to imagine people are wearing as Bigfoot. They just put like
it's
like,
all hairy and
they
shit
put
like
wigs
Chewbacca.
all over it. Like,
You
oh
know-
my god.
You know, the first time I ever saw a video, one of those videos when I was a kid of Bigfoot, you know, of him walking across this shitty ass fucking camera, really
Yeah.
grainy and stuff. I was just like, I was confused because everyone's like, it's Bigfoot. I thought it was Chewbacca. Because I watched the original trilogy all the time when I was a little kid.
Wars is real.
I don't know how to do his voice, but I want to communicate. Dude, the worst. You were the worst impressionist.
Wait,
You know-
my Yoda was really good. Let's take that back.
Okay, fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You would be 100% next in line for the best voice actor for Yoda.
At
Good
least,
backup.
At least for the new Christmas special.
We don't talk about the original Christmas
You're
special
switching
from
to the camera
70s.
wrong.
I know. I intentionally put it to you because no one needed to see my face on that. I'm just kidding. I fucked that up. Anyways,
Bigfoot's really popular up there in Arkansas, by the way.
Yeah.
People like have those cutouts of him. People have like Bigfoot come stay here signs on the trails and whatnot.
it's like any place that has mountains of any form,
Yeah.
of that kind of terrain. There's like a Bigfoot thing there, right?
Mhm.
Which, whatever. If you're into cool, like fun shit, that's a fun thing,
It's
right? Like
goofy,
I think
yeah.
I think I'm not knocking on people who believe in Bigfoot.
I
I
am.
think it's a very fun subject, right? Like because there has been some things that are very questionable, and that was what I was alluding to earlier. That a lot of them's bullshit when it comes to Bigfoot and this evidence of this and that. But when it comes to what's actually credible, there's only one case that I know of that raises an eyebrow. And that was the guy who was photographing up in Canada, like far north. And it was like they were up in the ice tundra of all those crazy mountains and everything.
Mhm.
And they were in a plane, and what they were doing is they were filming and taking really high res shots of the crazy ice mountainside. That's what they are there for. The guy worked he was contracted, I believe, through like National Geographic or something, one of those magazines or companies, right? So he was there actually doing a job. He wasn't there squatching. He was someone who never believed. He like literally made comment on it. It was one of the very few comments he made because they asked, because people really inquired once that photo leaked out from his shit, which he didn't put out. Someone else did because they're the ones who found it in it. They just noticed something, and since it was such a high resolution photo, they were able to zoom in, like way fucking zoom in, and actually, it didn't pixelate and get all shitty until you get so far in, right? You can only zoom in so far, but it was a high enough res photo that they did see something, and it was very obvious. It was a very large humanoid, like we'll say humanoid structure, right? Which is very same like Bigfoot. You have a humanoid structure. It's like you have 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, But they noticed that this thing, how big it was, because how they were able to get a unit of comparison is not just where they took this photo. There wasn't a whole lot of trees in this area. So when they took it, the only other thing in purview that was obviously far away, like at a different area in the picture, was there's a trail of wolves, of Arctic wolves. And Arctic wolves are fucking huge. So seeing this thing, and they could see where they were in comparison, and they were about the same distance, like from the camera viewpoint. So you actually could use it as like kind of a rough unit of measure to see how big this humanoid-looking person was. This thing was so big, it made the wolves look like normal-sized dogs.
That's
Compared to us.
massive. That's massive.
Yeah, and they did a comparison, and they were like, "What is that? Like, what the fuck is that?" And they're like, "Whoa, what is that?" And so they zoomed in, and it was this dark figure, like walking, like going up the mountain, like in the mountainside, of all this ice tundra, and there was trees like giant. The trees out there are fucking massive. So there was like that there's trees in the photo, but they're like up a ways because this is like an aerial, like an angled aerial shot because they're in the plane. So they're able to get a good shot of some giant thing and get a comparison to like an Arctic wolf, just because way off to this other side there were a trail of wolves going.
I'm a big fan of photo sleuth scientists who are looking through these photos for these things and are able to find out the actual height and like size of things by just measuring the photo properly and like the depth of field and all of these different aspects to be able to be like, this thing's actually 7 foot tall, 32 inches in diameter, based upon this great pine that looks to be about 10 feet tall, and so on and so forth.
And the thing is, they're not off though, which is weird. They're very accurate about a lot of those things.
I'm a big fan of those types of photo scientists. I think that stuff is not necessarily commendable, but it is definitely fascinating and helpful. I mean, for a lot of things, right? There are people on the internet who are able to discern where a certain location is based off a photo. Say they have a photo of like a missing child. They're like, this is actually in Yugoslavia at this address. I've been there 45 times.
Well, yeah, it's weird what the human brain does with images.
Yeah.
And how you can recreate the picture, and then what you see in the background of a photo is like basically a puzzle piece, right? And you're able to take that puzzle piece in your head and put it into the picture of what's really outside of that frame. Oh, whoa! Why did that just do that?
The camera saw your hand go like this.
That feature should have been turned off. I'm gonna let you do your thing real quick so I can fix my stuff.
I don't know about you, but I have a few favorite cryptids because I am a big fan of cryptids in general. My well, I don't know if I should go one first or if I should go from bottom to top, because my third favorite, I suppose, is the shug monkey, the SHUG monkey. It's like a little jet black shaggy sheepdog that has like a monkey face and hands that are like cats. I think that thing is hauntingly creepy looking, and the fact that they find it in like very specific bogs around the world, it intrigues me to a sort of supernatural aspect. They've cited it apparently in a place called the Rendlesham Forest in Great Britain, and right around the Suffolk area, which the Suffolk area is known to have a lot of supernatural and creepy things going on there. So a part of me thinks that these cryptids are a lot of the time supernatural beings that are either plane walkers or aliens that are just wandering around our planet. But then again, we have fucking crazy looking creatures on this planet, so it's very possible that it's just a evolution of a species. I don't know if you've ever looked upon like the evolution of animals and seen how fucking crazy they are.
Oh yeah,
they go from like a puddle of goop to a full-fledged creature over time. So a lot of these cryptids are very possible that there's just like the evolution cycle of an animal.
Yeah.
My personal favorite is the Chupacabra. I don't know if you know what the Chupacabra is, but it's like a Texas, like Southern America folklore that would
it's
eat
not
livestock.
just Texas, Mexico, South America, pretty much, and then pretty much all through there. That's like the main stomping grounds of the Chupacabra, from my understanding.
Yeah, it acts like a vampire. It doesn't really eat anything. It goes and sucks the blood of livestock, of like cows and goats and things of that nature.
Wonder where my mom is right now.
She's sucking blood of animals.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom is the Chupacabra or Cabra.
Chupacabra.
Oh my god. Anyways,
El Chupacabra.
Oh my god,
Chupacabra.
Dude, you should look at the camera and be like, brah. No, do it again and hold it. Do it again and hold it.
Chupacabra.
There you go. Cool. I'm gonna make a picture of that. Hell yeah, dude. So anyways, let's move on from Bigfoot. I know I brought up Bigfoot, but I wanted to leave one little tidbit about it. And that's because I was talking about the authenticity of that one situation. The fact that they were not out there doing that. That's not what they were there for. And they weren't even trying to get a picture of anything of that nature. They were just taking pictures of the crazy ass ice mountains and the tundra up there. And the thing about it is that after the fact, whenever the photographer who took the photo wasn't even the one who noticed it. It was someone he worked with noticed it in the photo, and he was like, "Oh, what? I don't know what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, what is that thing?" This thing was big enough that they were estimating it to be anywhere between 9 to like 13 foot, somewhere in there, roughly, averagely. Basically at a minimum, this thing was probably 10 foot.
That's a
to
giant.
13 foot. Well, they say that fucking Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it, is supposedly anywhere between 8 to, anywhere, like, I don't know. Some people say 7 foot, but it's always a very tall, structured creature of some form. So it's like the fact that they were able to kind of get that unit measure with the average size of the Arctic wolf. They were like, with how big this fucking thing is in comparison to this, we can say it's more than likely around 10 foot or even a little above that.
Maybe maybe it is the last remnant of the giants.
The last of the Mohicans.
The last of the Mohicans.
Oh, sorry. Where's Daniel Day-Lewis? He's in a costume somewhere.
Where's Cartman?
Oh, no shit. The last of the Mohicans?
But yeah, maybe Bigfoot's the
You
last.
should talk into your mic more, because I'm hearing myself louder. I was saying you could raise it up if you wanted to.
I'm talking to my mic just.
Oh, that's better, dude. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about.
But maybe it's just the last remnant of the giants. Because there is speculation that giants existed. There's almost proof that there was giant trees and plants and animals. And,
yeah.
I mean, I know.
Would giants be considered cryptids, though?
I mean, in today's society, I imagine so.
Would that really be a cryptid, though? Like, to me, it doesn't seem that way because of the folklore and history of giants and the myth of giants. Like, right, like the supposed history of their existence. I'm not saying they didn't exist. I'm just saying, just based off what we have evidence of, I can only say X, Y, and Z.
Well,
right?
that's like the example of a cryptid in general, is like a folklore tale of something that might have existed. So Jesus Christ could be a cryptid too.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Anything.
No, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say Jesus. I mean, magic.
I mean, there was just a book written about him. There's no photos or real proof of him, right?
We gotta get in that Vatican, dude. They got some shit.
We got to get in that. What is that thing? The COVID camera? What is that thing?
Coronavirus.
Yeah, corona.
Hell yeah, dude. No, the coronavirus is fucking fascinating. That is something that I really want to. I wish I could get access to seeing something like that.
Yeah, that thing would be awesome. I mean, we can do like a national treasure heist like Nicolas Cage and break into the Vatican.
Can I play the Mission Impossible theme, please? I would, dude. I so would. I would even dress up like Tom Cruise. I would literally get a wig. Or I would grow my hair out just for the event so it's authentic. And I would go as Mission Impossible 2 Tom Cruise. The long hair, the sunglasses, the motorcycle explosion, walk away from it slow-mo.
See, I want to go as Mothman Nicolas Cage, where he has.
Don't you mean Richard Gere?
Was he?
He was in the Mothman
Gotcha, I
Prophecies
thought that was
movie.
Nicolas
That was
Cage.
Richard motherfucking Gere.
What's the movie where Nicolas Cage has like the bee cage on his head and he goes, the bees, my eyes?
I have no idea.
I thought that was Mothman.
Is that Face Off?
Now.
no, it's not Face Off. It's not Face Off. Anyways, moving on from Bigfoot and shit. I just want to say that because Bigfoot would be considered a cryptid at this point, right?
So that's the Wicker Man I'm thinking about.
Oh, okay, I got you. There is one cryptid. Oh, turn that off. There was one cryptid that
It was Mohammed, right?
No, you know what? How about this? I want to talk about this shug monkey.
Yeah, I brought it up briefly a moment ago.
I want to talk about the shug monkey because this one, I didn't realize it until you had me look it up. But after seeing the photo, so let me go ahead and turn that on so you guys can see it. So this is the shug monkey, and it's a mythical creature, and the folklore of Cambridgeshire, which I'm assuming that's in Europe somewhere.
It is. It's in Great Britain.
Sharing the features of a dog and a monkey. So what you're saying is a dog with a poofy tail. No, it's not. Look at the face. The face of it, like I know it's kind of hard to see in this, but all it's got a monkey-like face but yet it has the back end of a dog, similar to a dog, but like thicker hind legs. And it's really weird when you see its feet because its feet are like dog paws, like a big paws. And then it's got the big ass bushy tail, supposedly. And then it has like its upper body has opposable thumbs, and it's like its hands has opposable thumbs on its front legs or arms, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with how this thing is described, with a monkey-like face. Jaw, the works, eyes, nose, all of it. So it's just like, I don't know. It's really weird.
Apparently, in Cambridgeshire, there is a child nursery and school named after the Shug monkey.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, it says that. Let me see here. I want to see what the. Oh yeah, so it says here like local police constable A. Taylor, who heard the stories of the creature in his youth, described it to Wentworth Day as a cross between a big rough-coated dog and a monkey with big shining eyes. Sometimes it would shuffle along on its hind legs, and at other times it would whiz past on all fours. He also stated that after dark, local children at the time avoided its haunt on Slow Hill, which was then an overgrown and little used lane.
Imagine he said that in a British accent.
It says folklorist Polly Howitt confirms that the Shug monkey had not been seen since before World War II.
Oh, so it's new. It's a new cryptid.
Oh, I thought it was. Sorry. I guess I misinterpreted that sentence. I thought it was saying that the last sighting was before World War II.
It has been seen after World
Yeah,
War II,
yeah. So it's done afterwards. So, I mean, that doesn't make that can't be because, dude, if you look at when it comes to these cryptids, especially something like this, just cryptids in general, like when it comes to what animals and creatures we know exist, if you go into some mountains that are like in China and in these Asian countries, dude, they got some fucking animals up there that people don't even talk about here that we think are fake and don't exist, but then all of a sudden you find out it's real and there's videos of it. And they have like their own like natural habitat and like, the locals in these little villages in these different Asian countries, like
much like
preserve
like the eye
you know?
or the Dumbo octopus. These creatures look insane.
Dumbo octopus. What the fuck is that?
This is a big ass octopus, a big ass head and little tiny tentacles.
So you're saying God hated it?
Yeah. It has big ears, or like the star-nosed mole.
Yeah.
That thing looks like an alien creature from another planet. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Ben got a text.
Oh, this is my son.
That's important. Is he all right?
Yeah, no, he's responding to my text I sent him. So one of the things, there's another one, and I want to squash this really hard here because they try to say, I saw this whole article, I want to say it was like a month ago, talking about the Meg, right? The megalodon shark. And they're trying to say that they're classifying as a cryptid. I wouldn't classify that as a cryptid because we already know, we have evidence to prove that there used to be a marine mammal that existed that would have been the megalodon.
Yeah, it was called the megalodon,
yeah,
right?
and they have a picture of the scientists sitting inside the fossilized jaws that they recovered. So we know that this thing existed at some point in time. It's just potentially either a fully extinct or maybe it's not extinct and we just don't know. We've never come across a live one because they dwell in very deep parts of the ocean.
Yeah.
Because something of that size would be in the deep waters. It would be made for that. So for all we know, they maybe do still exist. The ocean is so fucking huge.
Well, that's what the movie The Meg is about, right? I know it's like a quirky little movie, but
it's so bad.
It's fun. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I watched it.
Movie, but...
It was a bad popcorn. It was a great popcorn flick.
Yes.
But bad overall movie. Like, I would never take it seriously ever. Like, wow, that was a piece of art. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't, no.
But, man, I enjoyed my Twix while watching it.
But that's the idea behind the story, right? That the megalodon is a real creature that's living down below the surface and really, really, really deep in the Mariana Trench. That's where all the megalodons live. So, in that regard, having the megalodon be considered a cryptid is a little far-fetched. only because we have fossils of it, but it is a feasible argument to be like, well, we can't go live down there for very long.
Yeah.
Although we have been down there and we found trash.
Trash.
We literally found plastic bags. So
We need to get James Cameron on the line
I would love to have him here.
because supposedly James Cameron has video and also images of sonar images from when he went down there by himself. When he went down there and raised the bar for all of us. And supposedly when he went down there, there's apparently there are certain video. There's apparently video and images of sonar that were never released from his expeditions. down there,
Really?
supposedly. And now that's not like a conspiracy, because the person who was talking about it was saying that they didn't release certain things because they only wanted to release things that they could confirm what they were looking at and things like that. So since they didn't know for sure, James Cameron didn't want to release it.
That's cool.
But that raises a big eyebrow because, like, what's The Rock cooking type of eyebrow? And he's cooking shit because The Rock sucks. Because it makes you wonder, because they were saying supposedly in one of the videos you can't clearly see it, but you see a massive like something big was in the distance in the deep ocean.
It was your
right?
mom.
It was dark, dude. No, my mom's Skeletor, dude. Yeah.
You know what they found in the Mariana Trench? Your mom.
Yeah, she's taking on the weight because that's what she needs. All that weight pressing down on her because she's a hoe. Yeah, so it just apparently in the footage, it's like, when you see in a camera in like, dark water, you only have so much. The light only goes so far.
Oh, absolutely.
But apparently, like, it's like those videos you see of like a shark or something swimming across the camera, but far enough away that it just is kind of like this dark, shadowy figure, but you can't clearly see the silhouette of it. You know what I mean? You just know something massive or something went by. Apparently, there's something like that in one of the videos while he was down there, and apparently it was a very large shadow that it took up the entire frame of the dark of the backdrop. So, but then there's a lot of, they also make sure to say like, hey man, that could have also been like the way it looks. It's only making it look that way because if you put certain objects at a certain distance of whatever or certain size, it could make it the illusion of a giant shadow.
Typical bullshit explanation.
It's
very possible that it could be just the dust that he kicked up on his way down.
Well, it was the direction he was going. He hadn't been there yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't like, oh, let's turn around and go back. What is that?
Maybe he had a fisheye lens that just made everything look a bit bigger. I don't know, right?
I don't know.
But the concept of him being a human that has gone down to the Mariana Trench is actually fucking cool to me. I haven't seen the documentary that he filmed yet, but I would love to, because his little pod that he went down is very interesting looking. It's like a yellow dagger that he just fell to the bottom of the ocean in.
Oh yeah, he didn't lose connection with his controller.
Yeah.
He was good. He does shit by the book because he raises the bar.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, if other people would play that game, we'd be good. Anyways, moving on from that, I just wanted to touch on that because I've been seeing that a lot in the cryptid world. People trying to say megalodons or cryptids. It's like, no,
absolutely
no,
not.
that's not a cryptid.
The Shug monkey is, though.
Yeah, the Shug monkey definitely is. There's so many different ones, and then there's also the water leaper.
Oh no, come on, try to say it's Welsh name.
All right, I'm gonna share the screen so people can know how fucked up the name is. Okay, so let me switch the camera over to that. So as you can see right, this name right here, it is Dur. There, is that better? I don't even know how to fucking say that. Liam Hignig.
Yam Hig and Edir.
Yam Edware.
Yeah,
Yam Higan Dwyer.
That sounds proper. That sounds good enough to me.
Higan Dwyer.
It just sort of looks like a frog that hasn't fully evolved, or like a tadpole that decided it wanted to be a bird.
It says it's a malicious creature from Welsh mythology.
That's badass.
And it lives in swamps, ponds, rivers, and lakes, and is said to be giant limbless frog or toad with a bat's membranous wings.
So it's like a Pokemon. It has a shriek attack that stuns its prey.
What are you talking about?
So the young Higan Edouard was said to shriek, which stuns its preys, leap up from the water and snap the fishing line of fishermen, dragging the poor soul into the watery abyss,
How big is this
only
thing?
to be speedily engulfed by a malignant and quite insatiable maw.
Well, I want to know how big this thing is.
This
What,
motherfucker
grab-
must be big, dude.
What, grab fishermen and pull them down? Like, look at those photos. I like that. That's pretty dope. What is that? Pointy teeth and shit?
It's also said to be a chimera, right? So it's a 3 type of animal.
Whoa. That's weird.
How big is the leaping frog?
Yeah, so, anyways, I don't know how big that bitch is. I want you to find it.
Is it called the leaping frog?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that's what it was. No, water leaper.
Water leaper.
Water leaper. I want to know how big that thing is. You know, I know we're covering cryptids that aren't like the common trend of cryptids, but you know what?
It's 2 to 3 feet long and 16 pounds.
Bitch, you ain't pulling nobody into the water.
No, there ain't no way.
The fuck is this? What kind of pussies are out there fishing right now? They're gonna let some 16-pound fucking ugly ass frog.
You've never seen a
What the
child fisherman, an old griddled child
I
fisherman?
tell that kid to stop being a pussy.
He's like, you should have seen the things I've seen. I'm 5 years old and I've been fishing since I was a young lad. You've seen the water leaper. He ate my friend Jericho. I am a toddler fisherman living on the shores of Welshland.
I mean, I say that, but if you think about it, so if this thing flies, right? If this thing actually flies,
Imagine a 3 foot long, 16-pound flying frog slamming into your face. That would knock me off of something.
I mean, yeah, if you're on a little fishing boat and it's this tiny little thing and you're standing,
yeah.
I could see you losing your balance and falling in. But if you're sitting, bitch, you fall over because of a 16-pound frog with wings.
If anything, it's gonna freak me out, and I'm gonna fall out of the boat because I'm panicking.
Bro, I would hope this thing would attack me.
Just fucking box it out of the sky.
I wouldn't even box it, dude. I wouldn't even box it, dude. I would end up like this thing's gonna go right. It has no arms. It just has wings and a face. I would literally grab its wings from the side and be like, "Time to peel like butter."
What if you kiss
Like,
it? It turns
fuck
into
you.
a prince.
I'm not kissing something with teeth like that.
Mwah.
Dude, he would go full Danny DeVito penguin on my face. Like, rah, rah. Like, no, like, I already have a large enough nose as it is. That's an easy target. Like, he's not going to miss it. Like, he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to shoot for here. Oh, I got half your nose still. Like, no, fuck off. No way. No way. But no, I would easily kill that little bitch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you may have your little mouth with some teeth, but you know what? I'm a fucking man, dude. Like, I'm gonna rip you in half.
I'm a full-grown adult.
You ever seen what happens when you grab something tiny by the tail like that and just start smashing it like fucking, like a Hulk moment?
Like Hulk to Loki.
Yeah, just like that. You just grab it and just smash it around and be like, puny fucking cryptid, bitch. Like,
I found it.
I found it. It's a fucking just mangled gush. It's like, oh, what is that? That's not a cryptid. You said you caught a cryptid. I'm like, well, I mean, he was intact when I found him, but he fucked with me, so he got fucked up. Fuck that guy. Like, you know.
There are photos and renders of it that look absolutely monstrosity-like.
Oh yeah.
That if I saw this Pokemon flying at me, I don't know.
If I saw this Pokemon flying at me, it would be like, oh shit.
These are the legendary mythic Pokemon that you find in the game, like.
So you're talking about like
Like-
Pokemon 2000 vibes?
Yeah, it's
Like the
Zapdos.
movie Pokemon 2000.
I don't think I've seen that.
Dude. Yeah, Zapdos is in that too.
Zapdos is cool. That's my
And
favorite
then
Pokemon.
it's got all like the 3 elemental Pokemon, and then it's got like the one weird white one that makes whale noises.
Is that a generic Pokemon that I like? Zapdos. Is that like everyone's? Well, because they have like
no,
multi-
Zapdos is like a legendary, like
You got, like,
historic,
Moltres as well,
ancient
too,
Pokemon
right?
or something. I don't know, dude. I don't follow Pokemon nowadays. I only follow the OG Pokemon.
Yeah, that's Zapdos, my player.
Yeah. I know the Zapdos is, but the other ones, I don't know to say their names.
No,
It's been a
I
long
mean,
time.
like as a generic millennial favorite Pokemon, is Zapdos like the typical favorite? What's your favorite of the first 167 or whatever it is?
Pikachu, dude. Pikachu or Charizard?
You
dude?
are
Charizard.
That's how I know you're gay.
What, Charizard? Charizard's a badass motherfucker. He was like, "Fuck you, Ash." like I ain't doing shit. You want me to do stuff? Nah, fuck you. Like, fight your own battles, bitch. Like, you brought me out of my Pokeball just for me to have to fucking fight this other fucking asshole? Like,
Think again.
I'm better than both of your asses. Like, watch this. I'm gonna take a nap. Figure it the fuck out. Like, no. I related to him as a kid. I was like, yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you, like, hardcore. Fuck all those people. Anyways.
Articuno is the other one I'm thinking about. That's the third legendary type bird
Nice.
Pokemon. Because those are my type of cryptids, my man. The legendary type.
Nice.
You got this water leaper. That Pokemon would be pretty good. You get the Chupacabra. Imagine having your collection of 6 fighting cryptids. What would be your 6 that you had?
Wait.
If you-
Repeat the question.
If you can have the cryptids fight each other like in a Pokemon battle, which ones would you have in your deck?
Nosferatu.
The Kraken.
oh. The Kraken?
I just need that one. It's fine.
Wait, would the Kraken actually be a cryptid, though? Because I don't... there's no sightings of the Kraken, that are, like, legit document. We have a lot of documentation of cryptids.
I mean, it's a,
of
it's a sea
testimonials.
monster.
Oh, fine, fuck it, we'll call it a cryptid. I don't know if I should call it. I don't. Something about that bothers me. It's like, no, that's mythical. Like,
that is a fair discussion, right? If the Kraken is a mythical creature because it's written about in books, right? Just like Jesus is a mythical creature
Well,
because he's
but
written about in
the
books.
Kraken. I think I'm thinking of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking of Cthulhu right now because when you say the Kraken, I think of Cthulhu, which are two totally different things, by the way. Kraken and Cthulhu are not the same
Well,
thing.
of course.
I know
Cthulhu's a
people mix
demon,
them
right?
up. People mix them up. Yeah, Cthulhu was created. The first time Cthulhu ever came about was in a fictional book,
Yeah.
and the whole point of the book was a fictional thing, and like it was a fake story intentionally. It was for entertainment purposes, and people took that to heart.
Okay, so what's your cryptid lineup for a battle?
Oh shit. Just for funsies, I'm putting Chupi in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Chupacabra. The other cryptid, I don't know their names. That's the problem. I don't know their names. There was that one cryptid that supposedly is kind of like a werewolf type build.
Okay.
We're talking about elongated arms, elongated hind legs, like werewolf, but they're like thinner.
So there are
I don't-
thousands of cryptids, right?
Yeah, there's so many. I don't know what the names off the top of my head.
I'm gonna get the Bat Squatch. That's one of my favorite cryptids, the Bat Squatch.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah,
that
Jersey
would
Devil,
be
there you go.
Jersey Devil would be one of the cryptids, and I'm talking about from the supposed testimonials of like with the winged humanoid size.
And of course,
yeah,
I'm gonna put in the Dover Demon. I don't know if you know what the Dover Demon is. You should do a quick little search on a Dover Demon.
I will
It's
Dover
a goofy
demon it.
looking alien type of cryptid. I definitely want the Fresno Nightcrawlers. They come in like a trio pack, like Doug Trio.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that looks like an alien, dude.
it's just straight up an alien, the Dover Demon.
Yeah, let me look. So these is supposedly what looks, dude. That's not a demon. That's an ET that lost his fucking ship, and he's like, "Dude, I just want to get out of here."
Like, help me, help me, please! I'm lost down here.
Dude, damn, look at that bad boy. Holy shit. I like that. That's cool. And I don't like his dick-like fingers, though. Look at those little thin dick fingers. Yeah, I'm good. I don't ever want to see this thing. If
I want him on my team
Yeah, I'm totally shooting him if I see him.
on site. It's
Yeah.
on site, dog.
But if he communicates, like, telepathically, like they supposedly ETs do, and he is an ET and not a demon,
Cryptid.
thing, and he's actually an ET, I'm still gonna try to shoot him before he takes over my brain. Yeah, because I don't trust those dick fingers.
Have you heard of
at
the Fresno Nightcrawlers?
I have.
They look like
Um,
little two-legged, like tumbleweeds, or like little puffballs.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I want them on my team.
Wait, are these? Is this like? Are there like authentic photo? Oh my god.
Yeah,
there are.
there's like real video and footage of them.
How big are these things?
They're not that big. Maybe like 5, 10, 6 feet tall.
Oh my god, that's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd shoot them too. You know, I think I'd probably just shoot about any of these things if I saw them. That's probably why they've never revealed themselves to me. You know what's funny? When you hear about cryptid cases, no, I'm being serious. When you hear about cryptid cases, you
I'm laughing at you because they're like, this is why they haven't shown themselves to me, like they know who you are.
oh yeah, they know I'm gonna shoot them.
They're like, it's in the cryptid like newspapers. Don't touch,
Yep.
don't talk to Ben from the Smartly Uneducated podcast. He'll shoot
No,
you.
I think it's more of an instinctual thing. I think they have a sense, like kind of like a sixth sense, like how we have senses and we can pick up on things, right? I think these cryptids do the same thing because in every fucking case of cryptids, right, of where someone has an interaction or they claim they do, right, in these
Yeah.
like testimonies, it's the same bullshit. The people that it's happening to are these fucking pussies. I'm being serious. The majority of them are. And it's these people who either aren't armed, right? They don't have a gun. Or if they do have a gun, it's like, oh, wait, so this whole time you had a gun, why didn't you fucking shoot the thing? If you're that fearful the whole time and you're saying in testimony like I knew my life was in danger, why didn't you shoot it with the big gun you suppose at? Oh, it's probably because it could pick up how weak you were. Because animals can tell when there's like a weak
Yes, they can.
thing. I don't see a difference in that logic with these cryptids at this point if they are real. And they would have senses that would pick up like, oh, okay, this guy's a pussy. Like, he ain't gonna do shit. Like, he has a weapon. I understand that. Or maybe I don't. But at the same time, its senses are picking up just like an animal would. Like, oh, this is a weak being. I don't feel threatened by it. But I do want to eat it. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
I want to show myself to this little pussy because they all know that he is not taken seriously, right? That is in their newspaper. They have a list of the weak-minded individuals and then the people who are willing to just shoot them on sight.
yeah, and it's funny because
This just in, this is Evan's pee break of the episode.
yeah, I need to take a tinkle too. So we will be right back, everybody.
Bye-bye,
See you in a
everybody. Hold on.
minute.
Intermission time, right?
Intermission. Okay, so we are back. We're back.
Hello, everybody. Hope
Sorry
you
about
enjoyed
that.
the intermission.
Yeah, I had to take a little pee pee.
So on my other
We were talking about the Fresno night crawlers, and they're creepy, and we should shoot them. Anyways,
on my other list, much like Zapdos, I want to have the Thunderbird. I don't know if you know what the Thunderbird is. It's
the car.
No, it's a cryptid. It's
Hmm.
a real life enormous raven.
Whoa.
It is the size of a small it's the size of a minivan. It's huge. There's a real photo of it with a man standing next to it. He had found it and stood next to it in like 18 something or other.
That's interesting. I wish there was like pictures of the shit.
Oh, there's a bunch of pictures of stuff. I have a huge list of cryptids that I'm going through over here.
Whoa, what? Get out of here. So this is so it's supposedly there's a list of cryptids, right? And it's got
Champy.
aquatic or semi-aquatic type animals. So this one, other name, so it's called the Cadborosaurus or Caddy. That's interesting. I wonder what that is. It's some type of sea animal, but it doesn't say shit of what it is. Oh, I have to click on it, each one. So there's like that. There's the Champ, which is also called Champy, a lake monster, or like, oh, and Lake Champlain, North America. Yeah, that's a bullshit one. Cryptid whales, which is weird.
Sperm whale. baby.
Rhinoceros dolphin. What the fuck? What are we talking about right here? Supposedly this is it. Oh damn! Look at the dorsal. Look at the dorsal fin. There's two of them. Interesting. Supposedly. There's the Dabar Chew, or also known as the waterhound. Oh, that looks fucked up. I don't want anything to do with that. It's an island extra large otter-like carnivorous aquatic mammal.
I like the Loveland frog. He looks happy.
Damn! Look at that picture of Nessie. That looks great. That's fake.
It's definitely fake.
He's got Down syndrome, dude.
Like
Like,
me, Nessie.
yeah, let's let everyone see that. Durr. Durr. How should I know I'm retarded? Durr. Fuck. So stupid. Oh, we are so looking. This is called the Loveland Frogman or the Loveland Lizard. Hey.
That's my buddy. That's my friend there. That's
Dude, get the fuck out of here. That's people claim they saw that.
yeah.
Wait, so really what they're saying is they saw a Ninja Turtle. And he wasn't wearing his fucking bandana, so they couldn't tell if it was Leo, Donnie, Raph, or fucking Mikey. Oh wow. That's what's happening here. Wow. Gay.
So in lore, are the Ninja Turtles like 6 feet tall, or are they still short creatures?
What?
I caught you off guard there.
Wait, what?
How tall are the Ninja Turtles? Are they short, or are they still tall?
I got no idea, dude. They're fucking turtles. Like, I don't know.
They're like 6'7". They're huge.
Sea serpents. So sea serpents, they're also classified as like dinosaurs and shit.
Oh, do the terrestrial ones. They're way cooler.
But that's the thing. What? That's
That's
what?
a bobcat.
That's just a fucking bobcat, you fucks. English lions. We don't know if they exist. Bitch, we have mountain lions that are bigger than that piece of shit. Get out of town. Like, and that's just a regular cat.
It's called the ABC, the alien big cat.
Why would they say, man, foreign people are dumb. Like, they're all over the place. Fuck off. Humanoid anteater monster? What? Capel, it's called the Cape Lobo or Cape Lobo, is a mythical creature from Brazilian mythology. Its legend is very common, especially in the states of Amazonos.
That's the
There we
real
go,
Ant-Man.
Para. That's the real Ant-Man. Paul Rudd ain't got nothing on this fuck. Is believed to have arisen among the indigenous people of the northern region of Brazil.
So one of the scariest cryptids that I've come across is Sam Harris. It is a cryptid that
What?
is a human that apparently got eaten by a demonic pig, and now it is a man with covered in white hair and a pig head, and it kills and eats people. That's
So-
like
We're talking about man bear pig?
kinda actually, yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. Let me search it. What is it called again?
Sam Harris, man bear pig. Type in cryptid as well.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's not coming up with anything.
I got a bunch of photos of him here.
All right. I'll go-
It's called Legend of the Vermont Pigman.
I'm pulling it up. There we go. I pulled it up. So, oh, there it is. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Look at all the ads. So there's the picture of him. Supposedly that's what he looks like
It's
right
like a
here.
drawing of it, yeah.
So Sam Harris is often described as being covered in white hair, wears a face of a pig. It's unknown if the pig man is Sam Harris or the beast that ate Sam Harris. Okay. I think I've solved this. Bro fucking went full Texas Chainsaw Massacre on a pig.
And he pigged himself.
He basically just cut a pig's face off
Yeah.
and then put it on his own and then went around murdering people.
That wasn't a hard one to solve, but yeah, it's just an interesting little cryptid.
Yeah,
Also-
that's not a cryptid. That's just a murderer. That's
Yeah,
a
it's just
serial
it's just
killer.
a lunatic.
Yeah, that's not no. And the white hair, yeah. If he has access to farm animals, I bet you he's got like sheep and other things that he probably could cut some hair off
Yep.
and put it on his wee body.
Also, the Mongolian deathworm. That's an interesting one as well. There's a lot of really
Mongolian.
the Mongolian.
Mongolian. Oh, he's tearing down my shitty wall. Anyways, sorry, I couldn't help myself. Continue.
But like the Mongolian deathworm kind of looks like the dune worm, but it's much smaller and it is able to kill you.
You're like, it's the dune worm, but way smaller.
Way, way, way smaller.
How big we talking? How big is it?
Let's look. Let's look here. 7 feet long.
What?
Yeah.
And it's a worm?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
It was sighted 1,000 years ago in the Mongolia Middle East deserts.
Wait, so what was it called again?
Mongolian deathworm means intestine worm. It's Olgori Gorgogoi.
I want to know if it's real. I want to know if it's real. Oh wait, dude, this is
Tremors.
This is fucking tremors, dude. That's what this is. This is just fucking tremors.
Apparently,
Which
it was
that's
real.
terrifying too. I wonder if that's what Tremors was influenced by.
That's quite possible.
It probably was. That wouldn't surprise me because
so
it's way too
the
similar to
main
Tremors.
antagonist of the Tremors series, called Grabados, was based upon the death worm. So yeah,
Damn. Whoa. Fuck all that, dude.
don't show that to the people.
I am. Look at that thing. That's my soul.
That's a content warning if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, no, that's some pretty rough shit. If I woke up looking like that, I'd run towards the nearest living thing and kill it.
I would hope that they would kill you first. Hopefully, you don't run across one of those soft individuals who just take a photo of you. In
Oh, is that a
fear.
real photo?
Yeah,
Is that a real photo?
that's
of
a
it?
real photo of it. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I slipped the wrong one. Look at the size of this
If the
one.
Mongolian death worm exists, it probably looks something like this. So maybe not an actual photo
Oh,
of it, but
fuck.
uh-oh.
That's it right here. Well, that's great.
Yeah, I know. You'll have to blur
Now
that
I gotta
out.
find that in the fucking
Let's
video.
here you go.
That works. Anyways, let's get off of that stuff. So that's pretty much it for the cryptid side of things, I think. We were gonna talk about a paranormal case that we had picked out that was documented by journalists, police, and lots of other professionals.
Yeah.
It's fully documented case. This is something that you can't disprove and say like, hey, this didn't happen. This is all made up. No, this is there's photographs, video, the works. It's an old case. It's what inspired The Conjuring, supposedly. So, which I didn't know until we were reading about it.
Yeah, we looked
I
into
had
it,
no
right?
idea. And I could have swore with The Conjuring, wasn't it like a witch in the movie?
In the movie, I think it was a spellcaster individual, somebody who was able to put a curse on them. I don't know if it was like specifically a witch, but it was definitely somebody that is able to cast a spell.
No, it was like a witch or something. She died in like a tree
Oh, word!
in their backyard in The Conjuring.
I don't think
the
I've
movie.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the movie.
Oh. Well, you should have watched it.
That was my homework.
So, before we jump in this, if there's something you want to add on cryptids before we jump in, I need to go blow my nose real quick.
Not necessarily. I think the cryptids in general are a very interesting topic. They are thought-provoking and the like. Well, now that he's gone, everybody, let me tell you something. Vince, he's got an aroma to him. Smells like stinky, stinky man. He is a cryptid of his own ilk. Ben is a cryptid. The show is a cryptid. Does it exist? Does it really exist? Welcome to my TED Talk. Our podcast worth the effort and time. Our podcast, the next forefront of the gold. Find out tonight at 9 p.m. But in closing, I suppose, like the cryptids in general are just a fucking cool thing. In general, just to look at and think about. I really like Chupacabra, and here comes Ben, the cryptid himself, back in the room, back in the studio.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a cryptid now?
Yeah, you're the stinkiest of all cryptids.
Feel my stank. Sorry, I'm putting my headphones on.
So I'm back in town to visit and like prepare my house to move back into.
Yep.
The neighborhood found out that I'm back, and they all bought me bottles of whiskey and tequila, and they were searching for me yesterday afternoon while we were hanging out doing stuff.
Oh, damn.
They came knocking on the door looking for me. They're like, "Where's Evan? Let's get drunk." I'm like, "Oh God, it's Friday at 1 p.m. Y'all want to get drunk already?"
Aren't they like older, retired folk?
Yeah, absolutely they are.
Oh, you made some friends.
I did. They make me cookies and buy really expensive tequila and really expensive whiskey.
Oh,
He got like a $5,000 bottle of whiskey he wants to drink with me.
man, I gotta start making friends. I'm just kidding. I don't like doing that. So I would, if I lived in a neighborhood and people just started showing up like neighbors I had, I'd be like, get the fuck off my property.
Well, we live in a cul-de-sac, right? So we know everybody in the cul-de-sac, and We used to throw like block parties and whatnot. We'd put like a traffic cones up, and people would just come walk around and party. We'd play music and barbecue and stuff. Good time. Typical white suburban shit.
Yeah, we don't do that in my neck of the woods over here. We don't like our neighbors, and my neighbors don't like me, and that's fine because I don't like them more.
Oh, are they a shoot on sight type of cryptid?
Big game hunting, dude. It's the next level of things. Anyways, let's get into this paranormal story. So because this is the last
Man,
thing
you
we're
gotta
doing.
stop burping.
Oh, I had the camera on you too.
Nah, that was a trick of the mouth, trick of the camera.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You gotta stop burping on Mike. That's disgusting.
I apologize.
Absolutely atrocious. We're trying to be a professional podcast. Ben, it's just you and I record. Just you and I.
It's just you and I
Just you and I
recording,
here.
dude.
We're having a good show here so far. So if you would please stop burping on Mike and on recording, that'd be fantastic. It's just you and I here. Let's finish up the show strong, would we?
Anyways,
What kind of shit?
it got caught. It got caught back here. Anyways, so let's talk about this. So
I love this. Oh, one.
I apologize. So with that being said, let's talk about this deal. So this is called the Enfield Poltergeist, and it is one of the most thoroughly documented cases in paranormal research, largely due to its extensive coverage in the media and the involvement of several key researchers, along with law enforcement. So this is the kind of like this is a chronological breakdown of pretty much the key events, along with different documentation that's available, right?
Yeah.
So the initial start. So this is in August of 1977. The phenomenon began on the beginning of August 30th, 1977, in the home of Peggy Hodgson. Hodgson. Is it Hodgson?
It's definitely Hodgson, yeah.
Okay. In Peggy Hodgson, a single mother with 4 children in Enfield, North London. It started with the children complaining that their beds were shaking. Peggy didn't believe them until she herself witnessed furniture moving and heard knocking sounds on the walls. Documentation. So this is the documentation part of this moment. The police constable, Carolyn Heaps, witnessed a chair slide across the floor without any apparent cause and signed a written statement to that effect. So we had a constable witness a chair just out of nowhere, no one near it, just whoop, went right across the room. That's some creepy shit.
Yes, it is.
I would buy a new chair. I don't trust that.
It has to be the house creaking and shifting in the
Yeah,
So
it's
the
just the foundation
chair
settling.
just
That's why the chair slid across the whole
Yeah.
room. That makes perfect logical sense.
Oh yeah, duh.
So there's that. Yeah, so that's what happened. So it did. So the activity started to escalate, especially mainly between September 1977 to December 1977. So still all within the same year. So basically, the initial thing started in August. At the end of August, actually, and then literally from September all the way to the end of the year, shit just started popping off like firecrackers. So the disturbances grew with toys and objects being thrown around, doors opening and closing on their own, and knocks and bangs being heard. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence was a Lego brick being thrown with such force it left a mark on a wall.
Wow.
Damn, bro. So shit was like literally getting thrown. They had fucking an MLB pitcher as a ghost, and he was like, "Look how hard I can throw this shit. I'm pissed." Well, and so it left a mark on the wall. Janet, the second oldest child, seemed to be the focus of the activity. Whoa. With incidents of her levitating above her bed being reported. Photos were taken by Graham Morris, a photographer from the Daily Mirror, who was one of the first journalists on the scene. His photographs, which
Perpetually.
I hate that word, showed Janet levitating, became some of the most famous images associated with the case. So I'm going to jump over to these photos because we do have the authentic photos here. So this is let me zoom in on that. So
no, just right click it and do open image as a new tab.
well, that way I can give words, let them see the words and shit. So let me pull that up. So this is the photo right here of her in the air. This is it was taken by those at the house at the time. Jane is seen hurled from the bed. So they got a picture snapped when she was laying on her back in the stuff I was reading and what they were talking about. She was laying down in bed and all of a sudden her whole body got thrown out of bed. So she didn't use her legs to kick herself up. And she got thrown out of bed and then rotated upright in the air.
Wow.
That's some creepy ass fucking shit. Look at those, even the girl in the background laying down in bed, she's freaking out. The girl in the air is like, what the fuck? And the boy back there is going, I want my Lunchable.
I'm thinking about just the side effects of such a thing. I mean, obviously it's a 1975 or whatever house, and having to put a camera up. Was somebody in there standing in there? Take the photo just in time? Was it set up on a timer? Was it set up on a motion activation?
From what I read about it, it was more of there's people in the room because they were monitoring because the things had already escalated at this point. And the moment this happened, they were using cameras and shit and they were holding because they're trying to document everything that was happening at this point. And whenever the girl got catapulted, it was just his reaction time to snapping the photo. By the time he got the photo taken, you have to remember, these are old cameras too. This is from the 70s. So by the time he took the photo, she was already in the air. You know what I mean? By the time he was actually able to get a snap.
I wonder if it was just her jumping out of bed. She's just a good athlete. She just really jumped.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Not with the way she was thrown in the air from where that bed is. I don't buy that.
Personally,
I saw that skinny little bitch. She ain't got that kind of fucking muscle.
I mean, personally, I'm a paranormal poltergeist skeptic. I don't really believe in that sort of thing. So it is hard to quantify such an active ghost or spirit in the house. It's hard for me to just immediately believe that,
No, I agree. I've been very skeptic of every kind of paranormal thing, even though I got to experience one myself 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In this house.
It was just a magnetic field change. It was just a really strong magnetic field.
It was a vibrational shift. That's all it was. I was syncing with the earth.
Oh, there you go.
Photosynthesis. Oh, sorry.
That's when the Large Hadron Collider was turned on, right? And that's
oh, fuck. They had that on a long time ago, dude.
Yeah.
Why do you think we have all these cryptids now being talked about? But yeah, anyways, going back to this. So obviously we had escalation, we had photos, all that stuff. They have recordings, audio recordings and all that stuff. So the height, and these are just key highlighted moments. These are not documented. We're not talking about every single crazy documented thing in this right now. We will get a little bit more in depth in a moment. But the height of the paranormal activity was in 1978. It included disembodied voices, more levitations where children were being picked up out of bed, and mainly Janet. It was mainly happening to Janet out of all the kids. Her body was literally hovering over a foot from the bed.
Remember, she's 11 years old at this time too, right?
Yeah,
she's a young
kid.
lady.
She's 11, and she was literally lifted off of the bed and was levitating, but for like a foot above the bed with nothing touching her, and there's multiple people witnessing it. So that's fucking insane. Supposedly there are photos. I did see the more we've been reading about this, I actually know this case. This is I actually didn't realize that I knew this case so well, that I've heard about it so many times. I've seen the photo of the girl levitating in the bed. It's Warrens, the people who investigate from the movie The Conjuring and Annabelle. Okay. The Warrens, the characters, those are based off the real people. They're here in America.
I didn't know that.
They're the ones who have the Annabelle doll. They're the ones who got brought out to this. They came out to this case to do investigation. They were literally requested by not just law enforcement, but psychologists and doctors at the time. reached out to Ed and Lorraine. Oh yeah, it's Ed and Lorraine Warren or whatever their name is. They came out, and there you got the photo of the girl levitating in bed, and that photo is in Ed and Lorraine Warren's like place where they keep all their shit, all the like haunted items and things like that.
So
Supposedly,
this girl that is levitating out of bed, there's actually a few other photos of it as well. So not necessarily her just leaping out of bed like that in a crouched position. There's one of her in like a cross form being shoved out of bed. There's one of her it's like flat moving across the room as
Mhm.
well. There's several different photos of it, not just the one.
yeah.
So in one of the photos I'm looking at right now, her feet are on the pillow of the bed, and the bed is made up quite well. It's not like she was flung out
Is
of the
there
bed.
where'd you get that photo at? And I'll pull it up.
I just typed in Warren levitating girl.
You can keep going.
I mean, there's a bunch of photos of it. There's one of her still moving across the room. There's a few of her um, just in multiple aspects being launched across. There's also one of her being held down by one of these individuals who are trying to help her. No, it's compelling because the bed isn't really incredibly disheveled as if she did it herself, right? I mean, like this one here specifically, her feet are like by the pillow, so it's as if she was pulled out of the bed and launched across the room.
Yeah, and she was not jumping. She did not like spring her legs.
Yeah, you can see there's no muscle tension.
Yeah, apparently her body was very locked up.
Yeah.
From what I also read about it too. Her body was let me pull up that photo real quick. So this is it right here. But like I know it's doing still and then her legs go up and she like jumps. It looks like she's jumping. But before this is a really crappy photo because they're taking something and they're making it look different than what the actual photos represent. I don't know where it is. I give up. I don't even care. But no, I've seen there's like a video. Ed and Lorraine Warren have the whole thing like really documented, and this girl didn't jump out of bed. Like her body was being contorted,
Yes.
and when she rose out of bed, she didn't squat and jump and get height. Nothing. Like from what they described, it looked like she was being grabbed around her upper torso. So like you can see it being like her body's being pulled upwards, and that's why her legs were like rigid, like toes on the pillow, because like she had no control over her legs. She couldn't like curl up or anything. That were like everything you saw in those like weird images going across, her body was being manipulated. Like it was really weird. The fact that I'm even taking a stance where I'm like defending this in a weird way or come across as if it's real is just because it's so well documented. There is not really there's not a straightforward explanation in a scientific way that I can produce.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So it does become where it's like one of those situations where the illogical becomes the logical, like something that's not possible. When you rule out all the possible, the impossible becomes the relevant choice. You know what I mean? Type concept. That's where my brain goes with it. If you rule out what is possible and real and you can prove, and you still can't prove it with those things or come to a logical conclusion, well, now you have to start looking in the other categories. You have to start looking outside the box a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think that we've spoken about it before in the past on a couple.
I think we did a
episodes
long
where-
time ago.
Not necessarily the Enfield Poltergeist concept, right? But ghosts in general and supernatural things in general, where it isn't necessarily a lost soul or a trapped soul. Once we did the out of body experienced capsule thing, what was that thing? The
Deprivation.
yeah.
thing.
Whenever we did that, we were able to experience it's a sort of different plane of existence where things were more of a energy based traveler. So, in my perspective, it is that concept. It is the other dimension that is interacting with our world to make it seem as if it is a ghost or a supernatural being fucking around with these people, when it is quite possible that it's going to be the other realm of existence causing a ruckus and trying to manipulate people.
Yeah. There's something I need to add about the whole levitations and Janet being possessed by supposedly various spirits. There is one particular person, because this person apparently spoke through Janet, right? In a disembodied voice and pitches that her vocal cords can't. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. We're back now. We had to have a random cutoff. So basically what I was saying is that the girl, she was possessed by various spirits, and that of a man, one of them being a man named Bill Wilkins. Bill Wilkins. Goddamn Bill Wilkins. So he apparently died in that house years earlier, because he told that to them. And then they actually looked it up, and this is the creepy part. So they looked into the man named Bill Wilkins, the research in law enforcement, right? Everyone did. All the psychological researchers, all that stuff, the journalists that were there. There was a hodgepodge of people at this place monitoring it pretty much on and off continuously. And Bill Wilkins did live in that house, and he had passed away many, 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 many years earlier in that home. Now, there's a lot more to the whole. So there's voice recordings that you can look up.
So yeah, I have one pulled up here on YouTube.
Can you send it to me and I can play it through the audio?
Yeah, it says it's the real audio recording of the Enfield Poltergeist in 1977. I will email it over to you post haste.
Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll play it. So, so Bill Wilkins was a prominent supposed spirit that was talking a lot through Janet. And the fact that it had relevance to the home, right? That was the thing. And then Bill Wilkins had also, in some of these things he supposedly said, this supposed spirit, through this girl, about how there was other spirits there too. There's multiple spirits. And it was we're saying spirits. He didn't say spirits. He said multiple, basically other people, entities, essentially. I forgot the word that Bill Wilkins said, but it was not the word spirits. That's what they're saying it is. That tells me that something's full of shit. I'm not saying full of shit as in this is fake. I'm saying full of shit as in they don't understand what these things are. Because of what we learned through vibrations and frequencies, how you can
manipulate things, right?
You can manipulate things, and then also things that vibrate at a particular frequency are on a different plane of existence than ours that we can even hear and see and all these things. So you don't know if they're actually spirits. They could just be some form of other entity, a life form on a different plane of existence. And when I say that, of course, everyone's going to go, well, then a spirit. That's what you just explained. No, take the religious bullshit out of it. I'm talking, and faith bullshit out of it. We're talking about just other entities. People like to throw spirit on there, but when you throw the word spirit, that brings a lot of connotation of a bunch of other things. No, we're not talking about spirits, and we're not talking about some fucking, faith-based dogmatic nonsense. We're talking about other planes of existence outside of our own that, it's no different than a microscopic plane of existence. We can't even see or interact with that in our day-to-day. We can't, our eyes can't even comprehend it. We can't hear it.
Yeah.
So it's just do some research into it, listeners. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's not, I'm not, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Did you send it to me, by the way?
Yeah, it's already touched it over to you.
Is there anything you want to say on it before I play it?
I mean, there's a few things that are available to the skeptic's point of view, to where people can manipulate their voice to make it do different things. And if this individual didn't want to be seen, or really if she was not being treated properly.
Oh, this is it right here.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that she could have been seeking attention. She could have been doing these things. I'm not trying to talk down upon this woman, but as a person who doesn't believe in this sort of shit, it's very possible that she was just looking for reason to hang out with her family or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
To be taken seriously or to be taken, say hi to, or get attention.
Yeah.
Again, I feel very unfortunate for this individual to have to deal with what occurred to her, being thrown out of bed, all these things. But listening to this recording here is quite eerie.
It makes me want to try to find this girl now.
Yeah, exactly.
And reach out and just be like, hey, you want to tell your side of things? Like, you went through this as a child. And then the thing is, like, I wonder if that's like being too insensitive, right? And the reason I say insensitive is because I'm sure she has gotten shit for this.
Oh, her whole life.
Negative shit, like, bad things to all of a sudden, from people to maybe positive things where people are like, oh my gosh, like, because they believe in that sort of thing, whatever. I'm sure that she's gotten hodgepodge, but I bet you her life was a living fucking hell.
I bet it was tough. Yeah, I bet it was tough.
In periodic moments. I'm sure at this point now, she's obviously older and shit, like an adult.
I mean, there's quotes of her as a young lady where she's like, why was I chosen? Why has this happened to me? Am I possessed? I don't know what to do. Her talking about it, feeling like she was in a deep black forest of like hatred and fear. So, I mean, it's possible that she was actually really feeling this and that it was a real possession.
Yeah. And doctors did do like a psych eval.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they deemed her as not insane and not like someone who has mental conditions, like a mental health issues. And then on top of that, they also did the old school scanning of the brain, which is not that different than what we do now. It still produces images that are produce actual results, right?
Yeah. They shove a giant thermometer up your nose and take your temperature, right?
No. But they did take like X-rays of her brain of some form, like scans, and they saw that her brain didn't have any activity in it, or produced any of the what you would see with someone who had issues going on, where they would do these type of acts in nature, So, on a medical level, they deemed her as normal.
Yes, I mean, there's a quote of her talking about like the haunting and the what was happening in her room and in the house. It said when they were trying to go to bed, they would start to hear noises, and she would scream, "Mom, Mom, we can hear a noise." And when she came into the bedroom door, the chest of drawers moved toward the door, to block the mom out. The mom looked horrified and she pushed it back. Then it moved toward the door again, and she pushed it back again. And not knowing what else to do, she said, "All right, everybody go downstairs."
Yeah.
So
everyone started sleeping
in the living room, right?
Room. Yeah.
Together.
Dude, that's a terrifying experience.
Go ahead and play this voice.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody living in the walls.
Homeless person, like that shit. Like, who drank my milk?
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
bitch, back off my motherfucking milk. You know how much that shit costs right now? You're gonna come in here and touch my fucking milk, my whole milk? I don't buy that fucking watered down water that pretends to be milk.
Skim milk.
Oh, it's not milk.
Well, you drink milk like a baby? Babies drink milk.
I like titties.
All right, back.
All right, cool.
Back to this. Huh?
Yeah, let's play it. All right.
You're frightened of me.
Fuck.
No. Tell me who you are.
That's Lorraine Warren.
Fuck off.
Go.
Damn. Oh, that was just one little tidbit.
That was
from it?
definitely a man's voice, though, right? That wasn't a 11-year-old child's voice.
No, I mean it. I wish there was I wish we had the raw audio recording of it. You know what I mean? Like that would be what I would want.
It just sounds like a normal conversation with your teenager. Who am I talking to? Fuck off, Mom.
Yeah, it sounds like me when I was like a wee lad, and I'm just like, fuck yourself. The power of Christ compels you. Oh my God, she's levitating. If I was an evil spirit, knowing my luck, like I became something like that. I would end up getting like possessing someone. They would rise up, their eyes would turn white. You see all this aura going on, and then all of a sudden I would go, when I'm about to give some type of weird answer or answer their question. All of a sudden you see me just do this, possessing the girl. Fuck you, and then
eat shit.
collapse to the ground, like done. So okay, I mean, with the recording in general, I've heard other recordings of like bits and pieces of this. There's a podcast out there. That's how I came across this years ago. There's a podcast out there that did it, and they did a really good job talking about it.
Better than us?
No one.
Yeah, I didn't think so. There's no way.
No, they did it way better than us. The whole episode was literally strictly about this. They had a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
Like they broke it the fuck down.
That's cool.
Granted, they're not a very entertaining podcast to listen to. It's really dry.
Well, neither is this one, right?
We're fucking hilarious. Like, fuck you. Look at the camera. Say fuck you.
Fuck you.
You fucking pussy. Anyways.
That's how I act toward cryptids.
Oh, fuck you. Anyways, so one of the other paranormal things that was happening, because you mentioned the chair moving across the room. You mentioned the noise in the walls,
The chest of drawers and whatnot.
chest of drawers, all that stuff. So there was the rocking chair. It was, and supposedly Bill, every time the rocking chair would move, it would start rocking on its own out of nowhere. Like we're talking some violent rocks, not like, oh, it's gonna sit here and just teeter. It could be like, opening and shutting a door in a house. I've seen it. We have we used to have a rocking chair.
I got one, yeah.
Yeah, like you hit something hard enough that it shakes the house a little bit. You'll see that it shakes the floor too. You'll see the rocking chair like kind of go like this.
Yep.
Just a little wiggle and then it stops because obviously it was from slamming a door or what the fuck ever. But the situation we're talking about in this case is that it would do full rocking out of nowhere and then continue and then would just get faster and go violent enough to make the chair like lift off its rotation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like basically flipping over. And all that stuff. And that would happen when they were sleeping, because that rocking chair was in the main living room where they were sleeping, where they're sleeping downstairs or whatever, all together. That rocking chair would rock and do that. And supposedly it was Bill Wilkins, because Bill Wilkins would say he was the one in the chair. That was his, like, supposedly it was his chair.
That's interesting.
Because that raised the question to me. It's like, wait, bitch, you did. How's that your chair, motherfucker? That ain't your chair. What, you just have one like that in your previous life or whatever the fuck it is? And now you're just going to say, nah, this is my rocking chair. Fuck you. I bought that. Get out of my house. Like, I hope a ghost comes in my house. I'll punch him in the face.
I mean, as we all know, ghosts don't like nudity. So if you just get naked in front of a ghost, they're going to leave your house.
I was about to say, like, I was literally about to go into the nudity part. I was about to be like, no, I'll punch him in the face. And if that doesn't work, I'm taking my pants out.
Yeah.
Like,
Ghosts hate nudity. If you're haunted in your house, just jerk off. You're fine. They're going to hate it.
The kitchen cabinet start opening, dish flying. Like, gotta go.
But we all know that's what ectoplasm is ghost semen.
They're so turned on by it. They're like, oh. That's why you hear all the woos and stuff. And then it tries to float itself through the wall and leaves its ghost jizz. It's like, oh, I'm so wet. Oh. It just goes right across. Oh my God.
And that rocking chair that you were talking about, they have that in a museum up there in Connecticut now, because Enfield is in Connecticut, which is a really old state.
Wait.
Like,
what?
Yeah, Enfield, Connecticut.
This isn't in Connecticut, man. At least I didn't think it was. Or I thought it was somewhere else.
Maybe I'm mistaking it for the wrong location, because there is a Enfield, Connecticut.
Oh. Well, if this is America, we know it's fake.
This is America.
You know? You should look up where this is, the exact location is, because I could have swore it was, I can't remember the name. Anyways, moving on.
It was in London.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was in Europe.
Yeah.
I thought it was over
in
there.
London.
Thank you. Not Connecticut. Unless you're thinking of Ed and Lorraine's storage house. That's in here in the States.
How come the ghost wasn't British? No. Fuck off.
That's a good point. You got some American ghost in there. Fuck that. Dude, watch out. Is he wearing a suit? You got to be careful. He's wearing a suit.
It's Baron Trump, the time traveler.
Oh, don't give him that bad juju. Don't give him that. No, I'm just saying if the ghosts weren't having accents, then I'm calling bullshit because
Absolutely.
everyone knows if Bill Wilkins was not someone from that place and has an American accent, and then if we find out what he's wearing a suit. Dude, that's just CIA wearing a fucking, one of their high-tech suits that make them invisible.
Or their headgear that
Or-
makes them be able to float across time.
It's a coronavisor doing its job. Oh,
Well,
God.
what if it was like an Indian ghost? He's like, nobody.
Fuck off.
Fuck off, buddy. You don't have to be here. I'm here to hunt you.
Oh, dude. I would be even more pissed. Because one, that would be annoying as shit. I'd be like, at least give me like a scary presence. The fact that you're talking to me with that tone of voice makes me not scared and just annoyed at this
Oh,
point.
buddy. Ooh.
I'm going to take your soul, buddy. Fucking, I'd be like, no, fuck you and your shit genetics. Fuck off.
Well, never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
Never mind.
I went to a dark place there, apparently. So the photos, you can look up tons of photos. They were taken by Graham Morris and others. You can find them in different books, documentaries, and online. Now, high resolution of these photos are generally not available freely online due to copyright restrictions. So the original photos, if you do want to see them, actually go the route of Ed and Lorraine Warren because they have photos that are of pretty high quality.
Gotcha.
Because they got, the photos. They have their own photos.
They have the rights to it.
Yeah, so there's that. And then, if you want to see any testimonies from like the police officer and other witnesses that documented the deal, there are lots out there. There's one in a book called This House is Haunted, where they got to interview people who witnessed everything that happened. Even the police officers that were involved. And there was more than just one police officer. We just touched on one. Because she was the first to make a statement.
First responder,
document.
if you will,
Yeah,
right?
first documented statement of what she witnessed. And then there was many other police officers after that. So this is there's a lot of different shit, man. There's a lot of different, there's so much more information on this. Part of me feels bad that we talked about it because we're not pulling, like we covered the highlights, right? The girl ended up bouncing out and all that stuff like that. So, but here, get this. I want to add this in because this is really good. So I already know about Joe Nickel and James Randi. These are experts who in like the skeptical realm. So their
Gotcha.
whole job is their whole profession is to go and debunk everything that could be paranormal or supernatural. That's their whole thing. How they lost credibility with me, because there was a few things they did debunk that were legit, that they debunked, like legitimate, not a paranormal case, because it was very transparent. It's pretty obvious, just common sense of deduction. You're just like, oh, that's not causing that. Like this is causing that. It's blatantly obvious. Like we're looking at it, stuff like that. But where Joe Nickel and James Randi lost me as being credible, skeptical experts, was the fact of their take of Roswell. You should hear the stupid shit they say about that. If the government's not spoon feeding you, I don't know who is, but damn, they're acting like they're sucking the government's dick.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah. They pretty much are saying that all the military people who came out, who were the first ones on the scene before they did the redaction 24 hours later and like shut up all those military personnel that came out, like when the news people came out to the area, they didn't know shit about it. They didn't even know, like, you know what I mean? They were just the first ones out there because, like I said before, if you deep dive Roswell, we didn't shoot down any UFO. It was a malfunction. Like, whatever craft they were in was malfunctioning, and it crashed on its own. We never shot at it. So, like, we never, military didn't take it down. Those military guys showing up were just showing up to a crash that was reported, and they thought it was a military craft. They, that's it.
Yeah.
They just showed up out there because they were somewhat nearby. And then they're like, holy shit. And they show up, see what they see, blah, blah, blah. News media show them, like, yeah, fuck. Like, because they're just regular fucking military grunts. This is before the military became what it is now.
Yeah.
Where it became this layered fucking secretive, like,
off book sort of thing, right?
Oh, fully off the books in every facet type bullshit. Like, you speak, we own you. Remember, you signed the contract when you join. Like, you talk, we literally lock you in a hole the rest of your life.
You
type
have
shit.
an NDA whenever you log into the military.
Yeah, so it's
log into the military. What kind of
whoa. It is 2024, dude. Everything's digital. Hello. Wait, going off and fighting in battle? You want to work remote? Work from home in the military? Sure, we'll send you a drone setup.
Yeah, I was gonna say
with a joystick.
Well, we'll set up a drone monitor and a drone stick in your house.
You gotta come a little closer to the mic. You're far away.
Ben, we were having a good show here, dude. We were having a great show.
Yay.
Has this been long enough? Can we call it quits yet?
I knew you were gonna do that. Yeah, no, we're just wrapping it up right now. I was just wrapping it up so we can walk away.
Yeah.
And be done. But yeah, so with the that's why I lost credibility with them, because everything they said on Roswell was literally everything the government was saying.
They
didn't even like nothing. Like, all the people that when they looked into this stuff, some of those military guys are still alive. They didn't even bother trying to talk to them.
Interesting.
And they're just like, oh, wait, talk to a credible supposed witness. First on the fucking scene. First one to make a comment to the news reporters. And then all of a sudden, 24 hours later, it gets the military shuts him the fuck up. And all of a sudden, he just disappears because they move him. They take him out of the spotlight fully, like put him behind closed doors. Like, do you know how much you fucked up right now? Like, and the fact that they treated it, they didn't even actually do a full investigation.
I mean, it's possible that they were given money to shut the fuck up and like threatened to be like, don't you dare report on this. Or
I think
rather it was like, make sure that people have plausible deniability. Like, make sure that we are able to use your opinion as an example of why it wasn't.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They gave a lot of critical responses, you could say, to the Enfield Poltergeist situation. And I've seen snippets before of, I don't know if it was Joe Nickel or James Randi who were like saying it, who gave the snippet. I don't remember who it was. But they didn't say it wasn't real, but they said it, but they didn't say it was real either.
So
they were like, they wouldn't even I think it was because there was too much actual evidence and documentation that they didn't want us to put their name on it, because they're known for proving things wrong.
Are Ed and Lorraine the real Ghostbusters here? Who are you gonna call? Ed and Lorraine.
I'm calling Bill fucking Murray and Dan Aykroyd, motherfucker. Like,
the actors, what are they gonna do for you?
They're the Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd is a fucking paranormal guy.
Did you know that Ghostbusters was based off of Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary.
They have a dope theme song. I'm digging it.
Vanilla Ice. Is that what it is?
No.
Who you gonna call?
That's Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
You're right.
You're thinking Ninja Turtles, dude.
Still, because those fucking cryptids, the Frogman.
Yeah, that's called, what was it? What was the name of that song? It's like, it's not just, I don't think it's called Go Ninja, Go. That's just the lyrics.
It's called Ninja Rap.
Yeah. I almost said something bad just now. I'm going to stop. I was thinking of my favorite dubbed Ninja Turtles parodies, and I almost said the name of it, and I can't say that. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that wraps up the deal. That's like the highlight of it, right?
So if you take anything away from this, cryptids are an interesting thing. If you see one, take a photo of it and then shoot it on site. For sure do that.
And if you could, invest into a optic that also is recording while you shoot it.
Yeah.
So that way you can record it, but you can shoot it and not have to hesitate, like record and then be like, all right, now I can shoot it. No. Set yourself up right, record it, have an optic on there that will also record, like a little GoPro on them.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
then shoot it very much. Shoot it over and over. Shoot it until you can't even recognize it.
Change magazines and keep going.
Yeah. flop up. They have quick reloads for a reason.
You can buy an RPG.
I make a recommendation if you have a banana clip style rifle, that you have a banana clip in there, take the other reload, turn it upside down, and duct tape that bitch to the other clip.
Have you seen?
There you go.
Have you seen
Solved
the
it.
100 round AK-47 magazines?
Yeah, the drums.
No, the banana clip style.
Oh, you talking about those long, like ridiculously long ones? Oh, dude.
That attach to the barrel in the front. They're so funny.
Oh,
looking.
it's so stupid. I mean, I say stupid, but I've never really dug into those. I've never been able to handle them myself. I've never had one that, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, apparently because of the weight of the ammo on the barrel, it's supposed to help the recoil.
that is, I mean, fair, but once it starts getting empty,
Yeah, then you're kind of screwed.
that's why I like the drums, bro. No, the drums. I've played with the drums.
Are you on drumline?
100-round drum line. Yeah, dude, I got to shoot. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we can stop it.
You got to
but-
shoot a cryptid?
No, I got to.
Ben killed Bigfoot. Here, we said it here first.
That's why they can't find him.
Because I have his head. He's a trophy.
I
on my
heard that
wall.
AIDS came from monkeys, and I saw this thing. I was like, "Whoa, that's large AIDS.
That's a big monkey.
That's large AIDS. Shoot it." I'm not like Magic Johnson and have like liquid cash I can inject into my bloodstream and cure myself of AIDS. So I'm gonna shoot the AIDS before it can shoot me. Wink. Get it?
Wink,
Shoot
wink,
me.
nudge, nudge.
Because that's how I would get the AIDS.
Get they AIDS?
Bigfoot would try to fuck me.
Well, I mean,
That's how it would go.
there is a documentary about Bigfoot raping people.
Oh yeah, there's that guy. That guy. That's got to be a parody,
It's
man.
gotta be a parody, dude.
But he's so serious about it the whole time.
It's like Bigfoot's fucking me.
And he cries.
Jizz is everywhere.
Oh, there was that one series. It was all I think it was audio recordings. This guy legit. I don't think it was a skit because he ended up his face was known. Like people like found out who he was. Like he didn't try to hide it. But yeah, he claimed that Bigfoot is not our friend and is actually a paranormal entity that comes through portals, like that comes here from another plane of existence. And that it is not your friend. People think that Bigfoot's this friendly, intelligent creature. He's like, no, it's not. Blah, blah, did this, and then it fucked me. Like, it was talking about how it raped him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, would telepathically talk to him and,
Sweet nothings.
like, while it's raping him, like, distill horrific images in his head and, like, put him into, like, oh, yeah, the stuff he talks about is pretty fucking intense.
So we're not downplaying rape, but
No.
talking about being raped by Bigfoot is funny.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Be like, well, that's what you get for going out in the wild without a gun, dude.
I mean, he was wearing a short skirt. It's good. He was asking for it, right?
Whoa, you dressed really provocative when he came out here to camp tonight. And I'm just going to tell you, I think it's raping time. That's what Bigfoot was saying to that poor guy.
Don't clip that.
We're making a short out of this.
It's just gonna be you saying that in like in like a 5-second clip.
So just like edit it and be like, yo, you come out here looking like that, it's raping
yeah,
time.
that's awesome.
So you
said it again, you doubled down on it.
I'm gonna keep doubling down. That's some real shit. I wonder, dude, what if we did an audio podcast where we had to talk in our other voices the whole time?
Oh, you mean our real voice?
You're not supposed to tell people that.
This is how I really sound. This is my real voice. I put on a fake one for the podcast.
I smoke like 10 cigarettes a day. Like that, right?
Yeah.
You use a little voice box.
Yeah, that's the auto tune, right? That people get to have after they smoke cigarettes.
Yes.
It's the auto tune box.
There's only one box I like.
That's Bigfoot's box.
Vagina. I switched to you and said vagina.
I know.
I hope the
saw that
subliminal.
and I fucking hate
I hope the
that.
subliminal message really went through.
Well,
Talking about your butt. I love how you don't even deny it. You're like, I do have a sweet ass.
I got a big juicy rump, dude. I'm dragging a wagon back.
Dude, I'm
here.
not gonna lie. If there's a twerking competition for all of Texas, you would be in the top 10.
I got a nice
a
nice dookie cutter, dude. It's a dump truck McGee.
You know, I think you know how like women have that that procedure they can do instead of getting like fake hard oogie tits put in, they can get like fat taken from somewhere else and like
Yeah, BBL. Brazilian butt lift.
Just on the titties, not on the butt. Like they take it and they put the fat in the boobies,
And they do it in the butt,
and it's
too.
so it's natural, like natural. It's your own
They
fat.
do that in the butt as well.
Yeah.
Drake got it done.
What?
Yeah, Drake got a BBL.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, I already didn't like Drake because I'm pretty sure he's gay.
I mean, he does have sex with children, so
What?
yeah, he's a little pedophile.
What?
Yeah.
Was he on the list?
I don't
The
think he was. I don't think he was on the
Epstein-
Epstein list. No, but
He is Jewish.
there.
He's part Jew.
Yeah.
He was.
Anyway, I don't
Sorry,
wanna-
I was trying to be controversial as a joke, but that did not land. It was like, no, you're just being a dick.
Yeah, that is being anti-Semitic.
Okay, that was a joke, but no, Drake is a piece of shit. I've never liked Drake.
Anyway,
He's gone.
can we end this now?
All right, Dad. Fine, land it. All right. I wish I was your stepson sometimes. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I'd be like, this is the best stepdad to ever have because that's all you're gonna do. Like, all right, cool. like I would get adjusted. I'd be like, doing wrong would probably hurt my emotions a little bit, just seeing the disappointed look. Because you don't even get mad. You just always like, there's nothing more painful than like some, parent that you revere or look up to in some regard, right? Some influence in your life. And all of a sudden they're like, I'm not even mad. Disappointed. It's like, fuck. And that would be what it's like as you as a stepdad, but I would get adjusted to it. I would overcome that adversity that you're putting in my life, right? The disappointment. And I would be like, nah, fuck off, Dad.
So I'm not. Gonna, I'm
Like,
not going to scream at you. I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to psychologically torture you. I want to make you think that you're the enemy. You're the one that's in the, not me.
Yeah.
You'll look in the mirror and be like, am I?
You're so far from the mic, I can't really hear you.
No,
in
I'm
the headset.
whispering. This is how I normally talk. I'm whispering. Serious.
I know, but I'm actually at the proper distance, so I sound much louder and clearer than you.
Whatever you say, Ben.
You have to get adjusted to using a proper microphone at the proper distance. It's been too long because you've been in your other place out of state.
I'm well adjusted. I'm a well adjusted part of society, Ben. Let's make that very clear here. I'm a well adjusted citizen, civilian person, if you will.
You know who else is really adjusted? People who were in insane asylums back in the early 1900s.
Okay, can we please fucking end this?
I'm sorry. This has to do with paranormal shit.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, he's getting a ghost hand job right now. The ghosts don't possess you to hurt you or cause harm. They're possessing you because they want to feel a physical orgasm, so they need a vessel to do it. And that's why every ghost person, they're always like getting flopped around because they're having ghost sex in your body.
Hell yeah, dude.
Multiple disembodied voices, more like a bunch of disembodied private parts.
It's a ghost orgy in my body right now.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If there's a ghost orgy happening in my house and it was that kind of possession, like demonic or whatever the fuck, supernatural shit going on, I'd be like, stop fucking in my house. Fuck somewhere else.
Hey, babe.
Like,
Hey, babe. I didn't cheat. I was possessed by the ghosts and they were fucking each other. She was possessed. I was possessed. I didn't cheat, I swear.
but I'm not gonna lie. When Amelia Earhart came in and possessed me, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had a good time. She knew how to really hold a joystick, if you get what I'm saying. Because she flew a plane.
All those Mongolian, babe, all those Mongolian souls inside my body really knew what they were doing. It was a wonderful time. I wasn't cheating, though.
It was some of the most barbaric sex I've ever had.
I hated it, but it was nice. It was nice.
Everything I just said was very contradicting in that statement. But you know what? I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was a great time. In fact, I joined this other cult to see who I could summon to have a good time. Who needs Craigslist classifieds when I can just fucking summon one myself? Like, ouch. Gross.
It's all right, babe. I'm making a good living off of it.
How fucked up would that be if you did the whole like summoning shit and end up being real, right? And instead of a ghost showing itself, all of a sudden you just like hear like a behind you. You turn around, and it was a fucking goat one of those black goats just exhaling, and it just randomly appeared in the room, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Did I ever tell you about the time that I fostered a all black goat for the night?
Yep, you
Okay,
did.
Right on.
But you never said it on the podcast, though.
I mean, that can be a story for another night, but yeah, I got.
You found the random goat that was black.
I lived in an apartment complex in Dallas, and there
You
was,
didn't think that anything was weird about that? A black fucking goat randomly in an apartment complex, in your apartment complex,
and there was a
in the middle of the
cemetery.
night in Dallas.
There was a cemetery that was attached. Well, like it was blocked off by a fence, but we were shared the same grounds as a cemetery in the apartment complex. And this is in a point in my life where I was under the influence of substances quite often.
Mhm.
And so I was on LSD when I got home, and there was a goat in the parking lot, and I was like, "This fucking thing can't be real. Come here, goat."
Oh my- Dude, you do know that that's like
It's an omen, right?
that's like an omen of like you just like you're like, oh, what's up, Satan? Come on in.
Pretty much, yeah. I was like,
you need some hay?
It turns out the goat's name was Goat Meat, or like, because it's like called like Goat Meat. I met the guy who owned him the next day because he was walking around the apartment complex looking for him, and he just walked out of my apartment and wandered back over to the guy. It was awesome.
Have you ever thought that maybe
Oh my god.
goat meat was that dude's friend?
Oh fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
he was very upset that you took his squeeze.
Girlfriend.
Makes me wonder how he got a black goat.
I mean, it was a man. It was a male goat.
Yeah, but that's normally what they are, right? Like is it a ram?
Eh?
The demonic thing. It was a goat. It's a black goat,
It's usually a
right?
billy goat. Yeah.
Yeah, a billy goat. Dude, you let in the iconic figure of evil.
He was really nice.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies. Like, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we have.
Thank you all for listening to the Smartly Uneducated podcast. I'm Evan, and that's Ben, and we always have a wonderful time here. Thank you for listening. Make sure, again, if you've made it this far, that you tell all your friends, you like, subscribe, all the fucking bullshit stuff that people usually ask for. So, yeah, thank you again for checking us out.